Down, down, down.
You go back to step one. Am I going to come out alive? And watch out for number one, which is you.
More than 750 feet below the surface, into the 2 miles of tunnels at Shafter Mine, where miners take risks to earn an honest living.
Talking about rock coming down, tripping hazards, proper lifting, stay out of the way of heavy equipment.
But safety is a priority at the mine, and it starts above ground, where recent Presidio grad Victor Hernandez helps me suit up.
When you're drilling, rocks can come out, any size of rocks. Big size, small rocks, you have no idea what type of rock can come.
Have you ever seen some come down?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the size of that table.
He's one of the first in a 4-week training program taught at Presidio ISD and inside the mine. Despite knowing the risks, it's back down into the mine for Hernandez. For the backbreaking work, all to find silver and sometimes gold. Now, one of the biggest fears people think of is getting trapped inside a mine. But this is not your grandfather's mine. New technology has opened the door for safety measures like this refuge chamber that can keep 20 men alive underground for as much as 2 weeks.
I thought it was smaller, like dusty, muddy, like really tiny space to work on. And actually my first day here was amazing because I saw that it was nothing what I had on mine.
With other booming industries just a few hours away, why choose mining? For many in Presidio, it's a way to stay close to home.
It was a new opportunity because it's close to home, plus, and I mean close to my family.
It also makes sense for the mining company. Hard-pressed to keep out-of-town workers in far-off Presidio, they turn to locals with the new training program.
Train and teach some of the students, and again, offer them something different other than, for those that don't want to go to the college level.
A career it is for Hernandez, one of the 13 locals getting paid to learn to mine. But the bridge between Ojinaga and Presidio is just 2 lanes. Now the county wants to do something about it to keep up with demand.
As we modernize our trade, we also have to modernize our ports of entry.
The expansion of the Presidio-Ojinaga Bridge is expected to cost tens of millions of dollars and will add another bridge with 2 additional lanes and a toll to pay for its construction and operation.
This will allow us to double the capacity of the bridge.
With just 2 lanes, it's a big inconvenience for manufactured homemaker Solitaire, which has a plant in Ojinaga and a satellite office in Presidio. They have to completely stop traffic between the 2 countries to cross with their homes.
This town and this city is poised for growth with the right kinds of modifications, including the new bridge.
TxDOT is hosting a community meeting tonight as part of the first phase of the project, a $1.8 million effort, which includes environmental studies and bridge plans. Permission must be granted from both the U.S. and Mexican government to move forward on the build.
It's about a $1.8 million project to get 2 signatures.
Sparks were flying late into the night, and with a vote of no confidence in the city attorney, there are many lingering questions about what's next for Alpine.
People can be terminated for not doing their job. It's that simple. So tonight, we have an issue of someone not doing his job. What have you done since your review?
Don't just interrupt me.
With 3 yeas and 1 nay, the vote of no confidence passed, asking for City Attorney John Armstrong's voluntary resignation.
I'm not saying that he's doing anything wrong, but I don't think that he's working for me or for the city.
Newest councilmember Michael Castelli led the charge, citing dishonesty, instances of the attorney allegedly changing rules or opinions to his or the benefit of certain people.
Legal advice needs to be consistent. I couldn't be any more clear than that.
What's your response to those allegations?
He's lying.
The tone of the meeting changed after Castelli singled out Armstrong, questioning why he allows the interim city finance director and former city manager to live with him.
For me to do something nice and kind and to be treated in that fashion. My goodness. What a terrible thing.
Interim Finance Director Deborah Pattison spoke out in his defense, dropping a bombshell about the city's finances.
Because I'm a good finance officer, and I don't have books that are $30.2 million off. But currently, I'm sitting in a chair where I do. And it's abominable. and I'm not going to go down with a sinking ship.
Armstrong then spoke of the ongoing felony investigation into former finance director Ricky Chavez.
What has been uncovered shows massive and systemic ineptness, incompetence, and possible defalcation.
After the arrest of a Marfa businessman, questions arose as to why the committee was never formed in the first place.
I don't know why we didn't do it before. I think it just slipped through the cracks.
The four-person committee is part of the nearly $100,000 a year contract with the Sheriff's Department to provide law enforcement in the city. One citizen will sit on the committee, providing a forum for complaints.
A way for us to have like a little check and balance on law enforcement, because we had a problem with that with the municipal police department.
Beebe says the city is moving forward on the committee partly in response to the arrest of a local businessman, simply for driving with an inspired inspection sticker. He told council that people need another way to file grievances.
And it was a small incident, but what it did, it begged the question, what do you do when you have a complaint?
As for Marfans, feelings on the committee are mixed.
Well, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, we should move forward. Why not?
Politics. That's what it is.
Today, it sits empty, normally full of cattle coming in from Mexico for sale. It's a harrowing sign of a growing problem here in Presidio.
People ask us, when are the cattle coming back?
Salvador Baeza has been buying cattle from Mexico for 30 years. Since the USDA stopped sending inspectors to Ojinaga, cattle numbers plummeted. Baeza says the new temporary Presidio facility is under-equipped, and the change forces ranchers to unload multiple times at the border.
Now they got to load them in Mexico, unload them in the USDA on this side, inspect the cattle, load the cattle again, and then bring them to the pens. And that's where the cattle train came out. And the Mexican ranchers don't like that. So they're going to move somewhere else.
In July 2012, nearly 20,000 cattle crossed to Presidio from Mexico. By September 2012, when the changes went through, just 2,000 crossed. This cattle inspection facility in Ojinaga, Mexico is all but closed after the USDA pulled its U.S. inspectors. Local industry experts tell us more than 200 people have already lost their jobs in both countries. Mexican export contractor Severo Santiago says restaurants, hotels, gas stations are affected when the ranchers come. We're talking about losses of thousands in Texas and Ojinaga. We asked the USDA why they stopped Ojinaga inspections.
Don't know all the details, but there were some issues that had arisen, that there is a concern about employee safety.
City and county officials and even senators have asked the USDA to return operations to Ojinaga. They say as long as they inspect in other Mexican cities, Ojinaga should be no exception.